Hello, this is BlackCreek Carlisle, Onyinyechi-Chipo. I'm here to talk to you about my new book, The Music Business. It is a how-to manual for singers, songwriters, music producers, independent record labels, and those interested in careers in the music business. I discuss in this book topics from how to protect yourself as a singer, songwriter in recording sessions, how to protect yourself as a songwriter when you do collaborations, how to protect yourself as an independent record label, an independent music producer signed to record companies with production deals, independent production deals. I deal with contracts, basic deal points that will protect you, basic clauses that you want to include in your contracts, how to get demos done, sometimes on spec, or what sort of fees would be reasonable, how to choose a recording studio, how to put together your recording studio basics. We deal with quite a bit, and then also the structure of the record labels and the structure of the distributors, which is getting smaller and smaller every few years. There's now only 3 major distributors distributing all the music in the U.S. throughout the world from the U.S. So let's begin. I'm just going to go over some basics, just give you some idea of what is contained in this book. Okay, we start out with the record company basics, the record company anatomy, what each department does, different positions and different jobs and job titles and descriptions of those job titles and how it all works in general in the record companies, and also those that work with them outside the record companies. The next chapter deals with distribution basics, which I just discussed, that there are 3 major distributors. There used to be 6, and before that there was 13, and on and on. We deal with the major distributors, which all of the smaller record labels or medium-sized record labels have their distribution and promotion through. And then we deal also with the distribution company anatomy. We give the example of SEMA. Okay. We deal with independent record labels, what that is. I call it indie record labels. And these are people who are putting out their own records, sometimes grassroots, and sometimes they're doing co-ventures with other either larger indies or major labels. And sometimes they're doing indie distribution deals with independent distributors. So we deal with that, a little bit about that, and what types of co-ventures you can do and what types of partnerships you can do. We talk about distribution deals for indie labels, which we call pass-through distributions for independent labels. We talk about saying we, I and my ancestors, but we, or I, talk about the distribution deals for indie labels, such as the pass-through distribution for indie labels. We talk about online distribution via the internet, which has helped to even the playing field for those who don't have big pockets or deep pockets. You can begin just putting out your own independent label, independent records. You can also, do CD burning with smaller CD burning companies, or get your own. And the main thing is distributing. How do you get the product out? And so with the internet, you don't have to have a big budget. You can actually do quite a bit of street marketing or social marketing and get your name out there and get your product out there and get people to see and hear you and promote yourself for very little money. Okay. So we talk about when we deal with online distribution via the internet, we're talking about how going about building a website, doing online marketing and networking, using the various social media networking sites, and online marketing and distribution, different outlets for that I discussed. Okay, such as iTunes or CD Baby or just SoundScan, just various ways of marketing. We deal with music marketing in particular for independent labels, which is niche marketing. You have to distinguish yourself from others, and really that is the market for independence, is to fill a niche that is not being filled by the majors. So you get a lot of different types of music. There's the whole metal music, there's the whole alternative rap, there's the whole underground movements, just all sorts of music. Rap started out independent, and because it was so lucrative, it became, it got the attention of the majors. So then they started doing co-ventures with some of the independent record labels or independent producers, and then they started started creating their own rap divisions within the major labels. So they were doing co-ventures, so they were doing, or some of their independent labels specialized in rap music, such as Def Jam, and let's see, so many. Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, all of those records. They started out as rappers, and they actually became their own, started out as rappers or producers, and actually became, did their own indie labels, and then did co-ventures with majors for distribution and promotion. Okay, so let's see. And some are actually doing everything themselves. They have their own companies with their own marketing and distribution teams and staff. We deal with, careers in the music business, all the various careers from, being a songwriter, being a singer, being a music producer, being an engineer, recording engineer, programmer, just so many different positions, publishing, different work, different careers in publishing. There's music publicists, there's marketers, there's all sorts of work. And now there's even people that specialize in online music marketing and branding. We talked about how to get a record deal, basically, and how to get a publishing deal or a production deal. Okay. As a recording artist, if you're going to record for major labels, you have to solicit a record deal. Normally, you have to do it through representation, some sort of representation. Sometimes a music manager, or a lawyer, an entertainment law firm, or you can sometimes an agent, and sometimes you can go through an independent producer. That has its drawbacks. There are some things that we discuss about that. The publishing deal, same thing. You get representation to submit you, or as a songwriter, you can meet with the publishers. You can set up meetings. They're always looking for songs, and the most important part of the song, believe it or not, these days in this time of sampling, is those that write lyrics and melodies, those that actually come up with original music beyond the sampling. Very, very lucrative. lyricist puts the words of the songs, or words and melody, that what is sung, on top of the accompaniment, musical tracks, and a lot of those musical tracks are samples. So publishers always looking for lyricists. And publishing is the business of the music, and that's why you'll find a lot of lawyers in that business. And it is the means of collecting all sorts of income from various sources, from record sales. We'll talk about that later. But here we're talking about production deals. So we talk about those deals, and we talk about, for an artist doing a demo, the different demo formats today: recording artist demos, songwriter demos, producer demos. You're showing different things. If you're the recording artist, you need to show that you can really sing. And if you're a producer, you have to show you really can produce. And if you're a songwriter, the song, it doesn't have to be that great, the production quality, but the song is the most important thing. Getting an artist demo done on spec, and of course I mentioned that earlier with a producer, paying your fees or whatever. You might work out a spec deal. The person might want to sign you to a production deal and do it on spec, or you're not sure if you're going to work together, but if he gets the record deal or she gets the record deal for you, then you might want to sign something then. But again, there's a way that you need to protect yourself as an artist dealing with an independent production company. You still need to be signed directly to the record label. Okay, and there are various things that you need. All right, production deal basics. In this section, we deal with production deals, that is for independent producers that work with record companies and publishers. And they are getting usually advances to produce different artists on the labels, or they bring in their own. And so what I deal with here is production deals between the recording artist and the producer or production company. So that's where we deal with the different things that you need to look out for. There's things like an inducement letter that you have signed between yourself as an artist and the producer that says that what things are going to be, that they're going to be shopping you a record deal, and that you're going to be signed to them via the record company, but also it may or may not be via the record company. It's up to you whether you put that in your closet. To protect yourself, I would be signed directly to the record label. Because the funds, if you're not signed directly to the record label, or if you don't specify that in your contract to the record, if you're just signed to the production company, they collect everything from the record company, and you are waiting to get paid by the production company, whether or not they are honest or not. There it is. So we deal with provisions that protect you. It deals with production deal problem areas for, like I said, the recording artists. That's the singers or the singers. We deal with production agreement provisions in favor of the recording artist. So these sort of things, that means parts of the contract you want to include that protect you. We deal also with, I deal also with independent production deals between producers and record labels. So different deal points that are in favor of the producer, that to protect yourself, because the record companies have legal departments. They have, really great legal departments, and their purpose is to make money, and it's, you gotta look out for yourself. You have to have, you have to get a really good lawyer and make sure, and I'm telling you what the certain things are that you want to talk to your lawyer about in case they haven't brought it up. But a good entertainment lawyer should know these things, okay? but it's not guaranteed, so I would make sure. Okay. Let's see. Networking is the next chapter. Networking to make contacts. What it is, which is basically getting out there to different entertainment events or music events, music industry events. Everything to do with your area of music. It may be film music. It may be rap or R&B. You need to go to those conventions, the gospel conventions, whatever is your area. You need to be there. There are different conventions. What is it? Southwest. If you're an artist, it's good to go if your music fits that genre that is being represented there. It's good to be at different events for songwriters. And once you join performance rights agencies such as ASCAP, BMI, or CSAT, they have their own different various events that you can go to for different songwriting events, different conferences, or they may have things that maybe cost a fee, but it could be worth it to meet certain people. So it's good to network and take classes. One great place in the LA area is UCLA Extension, which has professionals working within the industry that are teaching some of those classes. And when they invite people, they usually invite their colleagues who are, as panelists, who are experts in those areas. So that's a good place to network as well. I know I'm not saying all the things, but be out there, be at the clubs, meet other musicians, meet other recording artists, go to the Grammy parties if you can, crash some events, go everywhere and put your name out there, get cards and have it out there and have demos on you to give to people, CDs. And we talk about other methods of self-promotion. So this is just basics. How to package yourself in your band, your image concept, style, your direction, highlighting your unique artistic strengths, the things that are unique about you that make you stand out from others. Capitalize on those things. Point out those things. Make that apparent in your demo presentation, in your artwork that you present, your pictures, everything that is unique about you that you stand out. But it should be true. Your truth. Should be genuine as well. Be a genuine artist. Be genuine. That's all I can say. Press kits, pictures, bios, reviews, flyers, what goes in it. And then the next thing, copywriting and trademarking your name as a band, or your logos, things like that. Now we talk about the entertainment unions, the various unions, how to join them, AFM, SAG-AFTRA, equity, the union scale and pay rates are dealt with. If you're doing recording sessions, professional recording sessions with producers who are producing for record labels for their artists, you may be doing background work for those recording artists, or you may be at some point you'll be doing, you will be the artist. But while you're doing one way of making a living and also getting yourself out there and getting noticed even by record labels is to do those recording sessions with producers that are under contract with the record labels. Again, just because they're signed to the record companies as producers doesn't mean that they're going to pay you. You have to make sure you fill out those session sheets, and you can pick them up at the unions. Okay? SAG and AFTRA are one union now, so it used to be AFTRA. So we talk about promises of later payment. Don't accept that. Get the session sheet signed, and if you don't, you still have the session sheet. You can still talk to the union, and they will go after them. But you have to be a member of these unions and There are ways to Taft-Hartley yourself. Look that up to become a member of the union as an actor or singer, because whether even if you get in as an actor, you still are covered as a singer. So you could do extra work that on a union film. Once you do a certain number of days, that's one way Taft-Hartley. You just promise to pay your dues, promise to finish paying the fee. I can't remember what it is now. It's over maybe $1,100 or so dollars. So it talks about union claims for non-payment of your session fees. Get those, how to get that, how to go about that. Now, what is music publishing is the main thing. The main business of the music business is music publishing. And in this section, we talk about music publishing income sources, whether it is royalties from songs, from record sales, directly from the record label, mechanical royalties. There's synchronization rights that pays synchronization royalties for use of your songs in film, or scores. Sometimes you have, and also for television and different multimedia uses. Now we have digital rights for every use, even on the internet. We talk about performance rights agencies or societies, which are worldwide. There's in our country, there's ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. There are 3. And in the rest of the world, they each have their own that are the same, basically similar. They're collecting royalty rights for their artists, whether it's abroad or anywhere or within their country. Okay? And there's ways to join the performing rights agencies is, I guess, have your song performed in clubs or something like that and get maybe letters or flyers or something saying that your song has been either performed at a club or on the radio or something, makes you eligible as a member. They have a membership department. Give them a call, or go on the internet, and it will be explained to you how to join. Okay, so there talks a tiny bit about the differences between ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, and how to join and registering a commercial release. Once you do get your first record, your first song released on a record label, you have to register individually with ASCAP and BMI or CSAC, so they can look out for your song. Make sure you're paid as a songwriter and as a publisher. As an artist, you're paid direct. Your payment comes from the record company, and then also from your performing, from promoters, doing concerts. In reality, most artists get their advance, which could be a couple $100,000 or more, maybe less, depending on the type of record label, if it's an indie or a major, and how badly they want to sign you. But a lot of times, you won't make any more money past that advance. And a lot of times, your production budget is out of that advance as well. So you have to get your record done under that amount too, and pay yourself. So, and that's not guaranteed to go past that. A lot of times, baby recording artists or those just starting out, they don't have the best contracts, and they don't have, a lot of times they are, I don't want to say it, but, well, they don't recoup, okay? That means you don't get back the record company has not made back the money that they invested in you in your promotions budget, in your advance, promoting you, marketing you, all of that costs money. And if they say that they have not recouped, and a lot of times they haven't with all their costs. So you have to use that money wisely. Don't let it run up, the recording budget run it up. And your money is made by performing concerts. Your money is made, if you are a songwriter, that will help you. If you are a producer, that will help you. Because producers get paid from the very first record sales. And they get an advance as well. They don't stop earning. They're getting a smaller percentage, but they're getting definitely paid. You have to recoup before you get paid. That means the record company has to get their money back. Everything that they invested. Okay, we talked about the publishing deal. Publishing deal basics. What publishing ownership means and how to protect yourself. Songs are lucrative, or can be very lucrative, and you can make enough money for the rest of your life. And your heirs. There are various types of publishing deals to be made. Co-publishing deals. I talk about a personal experience that I had with a music publisher. Song-by-song publishing deals. Now, a co-publishing deal means that they're going to give you an advance. It means that you're signing exclusively to that company, or you may work it out where you're not just exclusive. You can do other things outside, but basically they're advancing you and you're going to work for them. You're like a staff songwriter, and they promote you and they promote you on to get your songs on different album projects. A lot of times probably album projects that are on their publishing companies, because the record labels have their own publishing companies as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So you have various types of publishing deals. The co-pubs, and then you have the song-by-song where you're just getting, you work with a publisher and they are interested in one song or two songs or something. They're just going with you, stuff like that. They're not going to pay you in advance, and which could be very lucrative depending on how much they want your song. Sometimes they will give you an advance on a song. But this book kind of goes into the basics of that and what you end up giving up and what you get in return for your publishing deal. How to protect yourself. Other types of publishing deals: administration, collection, sub-publishing. This is where you get other indie publishers or even major publishers connected to major conglomerate record labels. To administer or to collect on your behalf, or to do a sub-publishing deal. There are 3 different types of those types of publishing. And then you have someone who might collect a fee, a small percentage. That's administrative. So we talk about that in here. And then dealing with what sampling is, and parodies and derivative works, all those things to protect yourselves, because you need to know what is legal and what is not. Talks about songwriting basics, what the different songwriting income is, which is publishing income. Publishing and songwriting are a part of the same income, but it's a split. 50-50 split between the songwriter and the publisher. You may be both for yourself, or you may license a part of it away, or make a deal with a publisher for part of your publishing. But your songwriting is yours, unless you have done something crazy, I don't know, give someone the whole copyright of your song for some reason. But in general, you own 100% of the song, as if you are the songwriter and the publisher. And then the song itself is split into 50-50. You never give up your songwriting portion. You never give up 100% of your publishing portion. I wouldn't. You're doing publishing, co-publishing. Okay? So you're giving up a percentage. Okay? There it is. And we discuss it here, what those various deals are, and what the percentages are. And Then we deal with, under songwriting basics, also the different royalties for songwriting, income, mechanical and performance royalties. Mechanicals from the record label, performance royalties from various uses of your song that are collected by those three, ASCAP, BMI, and CSAP. Song parts, when you're dealing with the parts of the song, and collaboration. We talk about collaborating and co-writing on songs. Songwriter collaboration agreements, songwriting splits. I talk about myself, my own method of collaborating on songs, which I don't do that much of now. I pretty much do everything myself. Okay, so also we talk about how to copyright your song, and then we get into recording basics. Again, the basic demo recording or pre-production studios, what that is, and what are the MIDI audio and digital recording, what that is, basic home recording studio, how to set that up, what would be contained in that, recording using your computer, which is part of that home studio setup now, which is why everything is cheaper. Let's see, music sequencing softwares, the different professional ones like, let's see, Digital Performer, Logic, or Pro Tools, which is the industry standard. We deal with the professional recording studio and the sorts of deals you can make there and how to prepare for that, and such as getting off-peak hours. But now recording costs should be less now. They are less because just because it's digital now, it's just not. Everything is more within reach. More within reach. It talks about how to choose your recording studio and possible recording studio deals. And then I have my own tips about my do's and don'ts in the music business, where I talk about some of my horror stories and how you can prevent your making some of those same mistakes or lessons learned. So anyway, I hope that you will look for my book. It's on Amazon.com. Crystal BlackCreek Carlisle, Onyinyechi-Chipo, The Music Business. Okay, it's available right now in your stores, or you can go to my website, URSPIRIT.org. Take care. URSPIRIT at Square Up. Okay, blessings everyone, and good luck, and go for your dreams. Go for it. Let nothing stop you. Learn everything you can about the business, and just go for it. Let nothing stop you. Find creative ways. Seek the knowledge. Seek for knowledge. It's everywhere, all over the internet, at the library. Seek the knowledge. Take care, blessings.